Well, good evening. Greetings from the great state of Iowa. This is Darla Tweeten, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. So today is Tuesday, November 18th, and we have had, just kind of a misty, miserable, cool 40-day all day long. So since I am retired, this is a perfect day to be up here in my studio and in making Christmas cards. And I've had to make a few birthday cards. And today, believe it or not, I actually ordered a Valentine's stamp, because November 18th, which is today, I would like all of you to go to my online store and look at the new items that you can purchase. You can purchase, excuse me, I got to back way up. This is a message that I am giving to my only a demonstrator. If you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, why aren't you? Now would be a perfect time that you could join, because if you were to join like today or tomorrow or before Thanksgiving, you would actually be able to pre-order from the new January calendar of 2026 that's coming out for January through April. And I think I said calendar, didn't I? I meant to say catalog. We have a new catalog that's coming out in January, and that's what we are pre-ordering today if you're a demo. Plus, you can order online exclusives. And so that's what I did today, was I ordered a Valentine stamp set for me to use for Valentine's Day. As I kind of mentioned last week, we are, we're kind of like, we are a retailer. We're a small business retailer. We are online, and I believe I didn't rotate my camera, did I? So I'm kind of, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. So anyway, so today I ordered a Valentine stamp. It was the cutest little bears. Who likes to get bear hugs? I do. My boys and my grandsons give the best bear hugs. So anyway, in the stamp set, it was, it had a little bear with some wings on it, which I thought my little people would enjoy. It'll be kind of like our little cows that we have with wings on it. Her name is Jessie. So I'll show you her in a little later on when I've turned the camera down. So anyway, if you're just joining me live, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. Good evening, Nancy. I hope your weather there is nicer than our weather's here. We've had kind of misty all day, and it's in the 40s. So I was just telling them about, our pre-order for demonstrators was today. Encourage them to order, order their new products so they can get ready for Valentine's Day. So, then also today I created just a few cards with our Jar of Love that we're going to be demoing tonight. And then I'm also going to be showing you another card using the Traditions of Christmas suite. And I believe this will be wrapping up my Christmas cards. I do realize next week is Thanksgiving, and if I should forget to end this video by not wishing you a happy Thanksgiving, I want to do that right now. And I have some notes here that I always, you know, kind of refer to. So I'm going to put down Happy Thanksgiving at the bottom of this form. Maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't. I don't know. But anyway, so then I'm also going to show you tonight the Make This Season Bright. It is the 12 days of crafting Advent calendar. And as I promised in last week's video, which was November 11th, I promised that we would, you know, I would kind of show it to you tonight. And then the month of December, that's going to be our project, is working on that Advent calendar. Now, excuse me, now those are not Christmas stamps, and you'll see that in a little bit. Well, I guess you won't, because I'm not going to open the doors just quite yet. I'm going to try to wait. I have seen other demos show and tell what's in the Advent box, but I have not opened mine up yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it on lives or if I'm going to do it, you know, just kind of by myself and then show you guys what's behind each door. If you want to, leave some comments. Would you like me to open up the doors online? Now there will be 12 doors that we open up with 12 different types of products behind those doors. So make a comment if you want to that, you know, do you want me to show them on the video, or do you just want to see them after the fact? Okay, let's see. We also are going to have a Black Friday sale that starts November 25th and goes through December 1st. We do not know what those 40% off products are going to be. So we will find out at the same, everybody will find out at the same time. So if you want to, stay up late on November 25th. Midnight, and you can, you know, perhaps see what those products are, if you're that anxious. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera right now. So if you want to, why don't you close your eyes? Because I do have to move my camera. I need to move it. Well, I'm going to first reverse it because you don't need to see my face any closer than what it is. So that is my lovely, you know, ink pad storage system. I also have, you know, some columns over this way. I'm going to really show you my mess. That is all organizational, products that you can buy from Stampin' Up. I highly, highly recommend them. I keep adjusting my stacks because sometimes, I don't know, it's just, it's like housekeeping. You know, we always want to do different things. So I'm going to go ahead now and rotate my Akron stand up a little bit, and then I am going to adjust it so that you can see my workspace. So I can bring this back a little further. Okay, so like my glass mat says here, this little glass mat right here, that is another product of Stampin' Up that I highly recommend. It's kind of like almost an essential. You can stamp on it, you can write on it. It just makes sure that your desk is level, or, you know, there's no ups and downs, valleys, and stuff like that. Okay, let me put on my little lamp here, and then I think we're ready to go. Again, thank you for watching and being here tonight with me. I appreciate your time. And hopefully you brought a sheet of paper with you tonight and a pen. And as I give tips or techniques, I'd like you guys to, you know, write them down on your sheet of paper, you know, like maybe number 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And the one that submits to me a picture of the tips and techniques that I have shared with you, the one that has the most will get some handmade cards from me. They will get 3 handmade cards. So there again, I better write that promise down here. Most of techniques, 3 handmade cards. You know, isn't it terrible that you know, I have to write everything down because just to make sure that I don't forget. So anyway, we are going to be working again tonight with the Traditions of Christmas Sweet Collection. This is a mega sweet. Right now, most of the components are available. I know this beautiful paper just came back in stock. I believe one of the dies is still out. This suite does have 2 stamp sets and 2 dies. It's got an embossing folder, some sequins, and some ribbon. And when like, I think it's these greenery dies that are not available, go in and order these individually so that you don't miss out. You know, get them while they're available. There's nothing worse than wishing you would have done something and you didn't do it, okay? So then tonight also what we're going to do is we are going to be using the Casing Tuesday Sketch 539, and that actual card is in the mini catalog, the September through December catalog. Hi, Dolores. Happy birthday to you. I would sing happy birthday to you, but I'd probably get kicked off the internet. But anyway, Dolores, I hope you had a great birthday. So the card, the Casing Tuesday sketch that we're doing, 539, can be found on page 34 of the mini catalog. So actually, you know, this catalog is beautiful. You can use it in many different ways. You can use it to get ideas, you know, like for example, right here on this page, this is just a bunch of scraps, you guys. Look at here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 scraps. Then it's got a second layer underneath of that of the glitter paper. And then it's got the secret C, and then it's got a sentiment. You can use that with any DSP or any stamp set. So let's go back to our Christmas suite here. I don't know if I'll refer to it again or not, but just so I have my brain, I'll have this catalog like that, okay? So I did tell you that I was going to share with you this make this season bright. It's our advent calendar, and it's just beautiful. This is the stamp set that comes with the advent calendar, and if you look at this, you're going to notice that it says miss you, healing hugs, thinking of you, proud of you, birthday wishes, big thanks, love you, for someone extra special. And then it's got all of these flowers and a cupcake. So like I said, it's you can give it as a Christmas gift, and that individual will be able to use it the whole year long, the whole year. So this is actually piece number 13 of the advent calendar. So let's go ahead. It comes in this nice little box. You could wrap it with pretty DSP if you want to. I'm going to take it out, and believe it or not, I haven't even torn the plastic off of this paper yet, or off of this box. I have not torn the plastic off of this kit. And right now, I am showing you the 12 days of crafting advent calendar. I believe the intentions behind this is the fact that you know, we have our Christmas cards all done now, and hopefully you've got them addressed and ready to be put in the mail. Okay, then of course, you know, people are putting up their Christmas trees, decorating, and even doing some baking. So those couple of weeks before Christmas, hey, let's have some quiet time. Enjoy your beautiful tree, enjoy your beautiful treats, and put together this advent calendar. So I'm going to open it up right now, right here. I'm opening this up live on YouTube. And remember, Darla doesn't have any nails, so I'm having to use my take your pick tool. And again, for those of you that are just joining us, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I am showing you our advent calendar. That would be a magnificent gift for a paper crafter in your world. Now, I'm going to slide this over because if I opened it up underneath the camera, it would, you know, it would knock my camera. Look at this, you guys. So these are little doors, and you guys are probably going to ask me what size this is. I would say I'm going to grab a beautiful piece of the DSP paper, and you can see that it is probably 11 by 11, I would guess. 11 by 12, I guess, because there's just a little bit hanging up over here and then about an inch over here. So anyway, and it's like a thick box. Can you see it? It's about an inch thick. So as we open up these doors, there's going to be products behind these doors. What do you think? Do you have to run to my online store right now and get one of these for the special crafter in your life? Now that could be it could be you. You could go buy your own Christmas gift, and or maybe you know of a program, for example, at church that you're going to be conducting, or you need to provide an activity for like a nursing home, or maybe a group of kids, or a bunch of 4-H kids, Clover kids. You could purchase this, and then you could use it for your program. Now, right over here is door number 1. What do you think? And there's little, okay, Darla's going to do it. Darla's going to open up door number 1. So, oh, look at that. So you put your finger in there, and then you kind of lift up carefully. And I know, Nancy, you've opened up your advent calendar because I watched your video on it. She did an accountability partner, Nancy Dodge, is on here tonight. And I watched her do a live on her advent calendar. She opened up a door like one each day, and she did a video on it. So, oh, this is very nice to open up very easily. Okay, so I'm opening up door number 1. I kind of tore it a little bit right there, but it'll be okay. And look what's in here. There's dies in here. Look at that. So these would be the dies that would fit, I presume this flower on this stamp right here. So let's take these out for just a quick second. I don't know how many there are here, but there's some little ones. There's a little butterfly, which is probably one of these stamps is probably that. But this probably isn't true to size, but that cuts that out. Here's another little flower right there. Cute little square. I've seen these squares used a lot. And I don't know, maybe this flower, maybe this cuts out this flower. I'm not sure. But anyway, so this is in the first door. So like, who watched Price of Right, where you say door number 1, 2, or 3, or the dating game door 1, 2, or 3? This is bringing back some of those memories, those good, exciting memories. So I'm going to put these dies back in here. Now keep in mind that when we open up door number 2, which is this one right here, it's one of the bigger doors. And I do know for a fact that there's DSP behind here, 6x6 DSP. So there again, this is the 12 days of crafting advent calendar. And I'm getting kind of excited as I'm talking about this. Hello, Peggy. How are you tonight? I am showing them the 12 days of crafting advent calendar that every paper crafter needs to have available, you know, while they're relaxing after they've decorated their house, done their cards and stuff, because these are not Christmas. They're all occasion stamp sets and products. So I will put the link to this advent calendar in this video tonight. But anyway, so here is this. I'm just so excited. I can hardly wait to do that. I've had that kit probably for, I don't know, I think I've had it maybe a couple of weeks now. Maybe I've had it a month. I ordered it right away because I was so afraid that they were going to run out of the kits, you know, because they said, anytime they say while supply lasts, it makes me nervous. But I don't know why, because all of our products are while supplies last. If they deem necessary, they will, you know, reorder. But if it's something that, you know, doesn't meet their quality criteria as far as volume and stuff like that, they may not order them. So there again, oh, I have 5 people watching me tonight. That's so exciting. I wish I could tell who was watching me. Nancy Dodge, we need to, I need to work with you to figure out a better system. I like how you do things. Okay, so Beth Ann is watching tonight. Thank you, Beth Ann. Beth Ann, I wish I would have brought your card up that you sent me. She sent me, she's from Pennsylvania, another stamping, you know, demonstrator on the same team that I'm in, a Stampin' Sister. And she sent me the most beautiful card congratulating me on my advancement to Silver Elite. And Beth Ann, your card was just beautiful. She does beautiful work. I believe Beth Ann participates in most of our team swaps, which means you make anywhere from 12 to 16 cards. You send them to our team lead, whose name is Dina, and then you get back, like, let's say, for example, we sent 16 cards. You get 15 cards back from other demonstrators. And I know Beth Ann has always done just a really super job. And I want to give kudos out to Peggy, because she's on the Tweet Be Happy team. She is participating in these swaps too. I know not too long ago she got the cards probably from the month of October that she shared with us on one of our team meetings that we meet every Sunday night on Zoom at 8 o'clock, our team does. We talk about how the week went, what's ahead for the week. I will share any Stampin' Up! News. They will ask me questions that they have. Sometimes they ask me really difficult questions that I don't know the answers to, but we find out the answer. So yes, Beth Ann, you're very welcome. Thank you, thank you. Dolores is saying, I opened each door and then made 3 cards with each door's products. It made it fun. Hey, challenge accepted. Make 3 cards with each door open. Okay. Guess what I'm writing down here? Make 3 cards with each door. And Dolores, I'm going to put your name right there in the front so I can remember Who issued that challenge? Challenge accepted. I know you didn't really issue a challenge, but I'm taking it as a challenge. Peggy Miller says, so cool. Peggy Miller says hi to Dolores. Everybody, oh my goodness. Dolores says she's made 36 cards from that advent calendar. So the DSP that I told you that was behind door number 2, I am assuming that that's what she's used on most of her cards. Maybe there's more paper in there. I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. Beth Ann hasn't opened her box yet, her advent calendar. But Beth Ann, do you have any idea when you're going to do it? Are you waiting for your house decorations and your cooking to be done? Let me know what your plans are. Nancy Dodge says she's in the low 40s today, but she's sunny. Okay. Right now, I can't remember where Nancy Dodge lives. I know I should know, but I don't. I need to be better at that. Okay. So let's get with our cards here. What time is it? It's about 8:25. I've taken enough time to visit with you guys. I love visiting with my fellow Stampin' sisters and with my customers, because to me, that's the best part of the community of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators and their customers. We conduct classes, and you get to know people. You find your tribe of people, and you just have really, really great conversations. And the bonus of having those conversations and meeting those people, the bonus is going home with cards such as this that you've created while you've been spending time with your favorite people. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna make this is the card sketch casing Tuesday 539, and let me just put this to the side here for right now, just as a sample. So we're going to be using Cherry Cobbler tonight. I'm not a real big fan of Cherry Cobbler ink because, oh, this is the second card we're going to do. Just a minute. Let me get to the right place. I'm not a real big fan of Cherry Cobbler. I love the color, don't get me wrong, but it's just the ink. It's just so bright, and I must be a messy stamper. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start out by decorating our envelope. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is a 2.5 by 6 inch piece of DSP that coordinates with the paper that's inside the card. And so I'm taking out my silicone mat. Now I could just glue right on here, and I need to probably get more used to that. But I've got this nice little silicone mat that I can just wipe the glue off of the silicone mat. You can also just wipe it off of the glass mat. Now, one thing I want to tell you about this glue, this green glue, this Tombow. I wasn't a big fan of this glue originally because I used too much of the glue. And the reason I believe is because I just didn't use it enough. But I've learned since then it doesn't take a lot of the glue, and it's actually better if you let it sit up just a little bit. Then it's not quite as liquidy, and it kind of becomes like a sticker-like. So I'm going to be putting this piece of DSP right up to the fold on the envelope, something like that, and it sticks right away. So then we're going to take our scissors and we are going to trim around the flap of the envelope, something like this. So never send a naked envelope. Always decorate it with a piece of DSP or stamp it with a stamp. So there's our pretty envelope. Isn't that pretty? Okay, we'll put that aside. And Stampin' Up! Does sell their own envelopes, and they are, the quality of the envelopes are very, 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 very good. And you get about 40 envelopes in a package, and that number is 159236. I've gotten cards in other envelopes, and they're just not as heavy as our Stampin' Up! Envelopes. So that's an essential in my book, to buy the Stampin' Up! Envelopes. And when you buy the envelopes, buy 4 or 5 packages at a time. Then that way you'll always have some. You won't run out. Nothing's worse than running out of envelopes. So this is going to be okay, just a minute. Okay, so this is going to be Cherry Cobbler cardstock, like I said. And another essential tool is the bone folder, so that your card lays flat. You want to take your bone folder and just rub on the seam, okay? What we're going to do is we are going to make our own DSP with this cardstock, okay? So what I've done, I'm going to do tone on tone, which means we will open up the ink pad, the Cherry Cobbler ink pad, and oh, I got to be careful this white inside piece. Oh, that makes me nervous. So what I've done is the stamp set from the Traditions of Christmas, which is the Christmas greeting. This is a beautiful stamp set. The paper coordinates very well with this. But when I took a class, and I might have mentioned this last time, that the gals there put several of the stamps on the block at the same time. Talk about saving time. So rather than stamping like this poinsettia and then putting this little flower back on and then putting that pine bow and those leaves, you just do it all at once, okay? So another tip is, this is a foam pad. It's very juicy. So you do not need to be heavy-handed, just very lightly. So you go 1, 2, 3. And because there's so many stamps on there, it actually feels like it's you know, a suction cup like effect. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and stamp on the outside of the card, because we're going to have something on the inside of the card. So go ahead, and every time you stamp it, you want to turn it a different direction. You don't want it to look like the same. So, and this is fun. I love doing this kind of stuff. Who else likes to do tone on tone? When was the last time you did tone on tone? I've done quite a few of my Christmas cards with the tone on tone. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's just a phase I'm going through. I don't know, but it's been fun to do that. And thank you, Beth Ann, for the nice compliment. That is a great idea. And while you're at it, if you like and share this live video, that would make a big difference for me. It helps to let others know that I am doing lives. And the reason I believe we do lives is to show the ease of stamping. It's not hard, and it can be very enjoyable. So, okay, so I'm trying to decide what I want right there in this little area. And I think I'm just going to do a little bit of everything, okay? What do you think? Isn't that pretty? So then I'm going to bring in my chamois here, and I am going to clean off this cherry cobbler stamp. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but I have on a white sweatshirt tonight. Did you guys notice that? It is, I hope you guys saw my Tweet Be Happy that my daughter-in-law stitched around the collar of my sweatshirt. And then also, she also did, oh, I hope I don't have any red, but she also did this smiley face for Tweet Be Happy. I know it's upside down on the camera, but isn't that just cute? I didn't even know she was doing that. I don't know if I knew she was even doing my sweatshirt, to think about it. But she's done some really cute, like she's done faces of cows and things on sweatshirts for people. Her name is Carrie Tweeten. If you want to look up her on the Facebook, you can see that. Okay, now I'm going to do, I love, in the same stamp is these 3 little berries, and then this real tiny little poinsettia. I love those berries. So what I'm going to finish up with is in the, kind of the empty spots. I want to make sure that I get some of those berries on there. So what I may do is I'm using a piercing mat underneath of my stamping tonight. That's another must. That's another hint or another technique, so that you get a good impression on your stamps. That's what that piercing mat is. Before they had the photopolymer stamps, we had rubber stamps, which did have a little bit of a cushion. So let's see here. I want another little dot right there. So we'll do that. Let's see else. Otherwise, I think that's pretty good. Because I want a few more of those berries on there, I'm just going to go and do something like that, and then do something like that. Okay, so I think we're done. I'm going to go ahead and clean this stamp set off too. And if you notice, I did the same technique with this one too. I put 2 stamps on at once. Talk about being productive. That's what we did, okay? And then another tip is when you get done using those, look at here, I thought that stamp was clean. Well, it is clean now because when I stamped off, it's bare. But that's another tip to, after you use your chamois, go ahead and, just test it there. And look at here, I forgot to do the inside of my card. So we're going to do that now. And I believe what we're going to do is I have this huge stamp right here. And my block is not big enough for that whole stamp, but that's okay because I didn't want to use that whole stamp anyway, because this is the inside of my card and I'm going to only be doing a partial part of that. So have you guys ever done that before, where you have used a too small of a block? I could go downstairs and get some more, but heck, it's easier just to do that. Okay, so this is the inside of my card, and I'm just going to do something like that, okay? Isn't that pretty? Now that's cherry cobbler. Doesn't that look rich? So let's go ahead and clean this off on the block. Again, I'd like to, oh, hello, Kim. Wow, it is nice to see you joining us tonight. Kim is on my team, and she just had her 5th Stampin' Up! Anniversary on Sunday of this week. So I am so proud of her. She was my first recruit. She also just recently recruited herself, and because of that, she advanced to silver, and then I advanced to silver elite, because of that. So Kim is an old family friend, near and dear to our family. So so welcome, Kim. Happy that you're here. We need to get together. We don't live that far away, about an hour or so. Gosh, it's been way too long. We got to set up a lunch date. So one of the things, another technique or another tip is you can use your stamps as embellishment too. Did you know that? So right now, this is okay. I've got 1, 2, 3 odd numbers, but I think I need to have one more set of dots on there. And I'm digging in my garbage right now to find a piece of scratch paper, and I did find it. And because I do not want to have anything happen, I use that and then stamped. What do you think about that? Have you ever tried that before? Kind of making a mask? So, okay, so that is the inside of our card. This red, I don't want to use like a blue or something like that and get red into my ink pad. So let's go ahead and close up this, ink pad. And we got the inside done. So now let's do the front. And what we're going to do with the front is we're using this Casing Tuesday 539. And so I have these pieces right here. I don't need, I can remove my piercing mat and just have it right onto my my silicone mat. Does anybody know what this little piece of white tape is? It was an extra piece of double-sided tape, and I didn't want to throw it away. So I put it there so it's waiting to be used. Isn't that cool? Okay. So what we're going to do here is just to do a quick dry fit. We're going to put that there, and then we're going to go something like this. And then I'm going to use the Jar of Joy. That's a punch. I'm going to use that along with this little lid. And then I'm going to put a long sentiment on the bottom using that new punch, the new sentiment punch. And I may also put this greenery on there too. That is a die cut from the Christmas greenery, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm going to go ahead with this this piece of green. It's the back side of our envelope, remember? So this is the side A and that's the side B. So to start your adhesive, did you know if you have problems with it starting, just start it on your silicone mat. That would be another tip. How many are keeping a list? How many are, what number are you guys at? I'd be anxious to know. So, but maybe you're just enjoying watching me too. That's fine too. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and put this on here. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to take some of the Tombow glue, and we are just going to flip it over and then just kind of make just some little dots with the Tombow glue. Remember I told you earlier, it does not take a lot of glue. You don't, and then just kind of scritch it with the end of your bottle. So then it won't ooze out, okay? So I do know that I do want to cut off the stem of this. I'm calling it a palm branch. What do you guys call it? So it's too long for our card tonight. So let's go ahead and bring this back. And I gotta have things level. Do you guys have to have things level when you create? So let's go ahead and just kind of offset that just a little bit. Now, if you've noticed, I did sponge a little bit of these leaves, because if you look at a leaf, they're not all one color, are they? There's many colors. And then I kind of take my take your pick tool and then just kind of, you know, bend them up. Now, and I will use a glue dot if it's not stuck down. You know, not everything needs to be stuck down, but I like to have the majority of it be stuck down. Okay, so the next layer is going to be this little card right here, or this little piece. And this piece is 2.5 by 2 1/4. So what we're going to do is we are going to put some dimensionals on the back of this little piece, and I'm going to bring in my little cocktail cup here, and I will put my backings into that cocktail cup. Okay, now be really careful when you put this on. I don't know if there's, I think it's supposed to be going up and down, but it's really supposed to be going at an angle. So I kind of messed that part up. So what I'm going to do, we're going rogue here, We're going to put it at an angle, okay? Because I would rather do that. I should have put a dimensional in the middle there because it kind of sags, doesn't it? So be sure when you put the dimensionals on that you, you know, so that it stays level, okay? Now let's talk about this little jar punch right here for a minute. Those of you that that have that, it is called the Jar of Joy, and it's this stamp set right here. Talk about cute, you guys. Earlier, they came out with a stamp set called Sweet Jar, and this is, you know, there's jelly beans in there, or actually, they're supposed to be chocolate chip cookies, because here's the cookies and here's the chocolate chips. Here's the hearts and birthday candles, and then the clovers. So when they came out with that, it was a bundle, a punch and a stamp set. So out of the goodness of Stampin' Up's heart, then they came up with another stamp set that would coordinate with this punch. I appreciate that. I appreciate more ways that we can use our products. So I'm gonna bring this back out, and I'm going to get a scrap of basic white paper here, which is right here, a scrap, and I am going to take cloud cover. Let me see here for just a minute. I might change my mind. No, I'm going to do cloud cover because I wanted a gray, and it kind of, you know, cloud cover is kind of a gray, bluish gray. So 1, 2, 3. And keep in mind now that when you stamp this, you want to get it so that it's nice to punch out on your punch. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these. I don't know, demos or customers that are on watching here tonight. This is a cloud cover stamp pad that Stampin' Up! At first didn't allow us to purchase with the other new ink colors. They come out with 5 ink colors every 2 years, and cloud cover was one of them. And for some reason, the quality of this particular pad, only this pad, didn't meet Stampin' Up's you know, quality. So, and every once in a while it does stamp funny, but what I probably need to do, okay, here comes another tip. Probably what I need to do is take my plastic spoon and just kind of level out the ink that's in here. I don't think it's dry yet, but I think it just, I don't use it enough because, darn, that Secret C, that's got my heart. I really enjoy that Secret C. So there's 2 sides to every cardstock, isn't there? So let's flip this over and let's see if it makes a difference. Oh, it might be a little bit better, but don't be afraid to expect quality out of your products. Normally, it's not an issue with Stampin' Up, but I did know that when I purchased this particular ink pad, only this ink pad, that there might be issues with it. But because I wanted the bigger pad rather than the spots, I took that chance, and I'm happy I did. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to stamp the little Santa Claus inside of the jar. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. So we're gonna pull out this this Santa Claus, put it on our block, and I am just using the other side of another block. And I'm gonna, up until now on my samples, I did, pardon me for reaching, but I'm trying to get my Memento ink out of the stamp case. And of course, you know, there's stuff in front of it. So so anyway, let's go ahead and stamp this. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna test it right here. And you know what? The first time that I stamped this, you guys, I thought there's something wrong with my stamp. It didn't stamp complete, I didn't think. Well, you know what? If you look right here, the graphic artist that did this little snowman, it's missing that part right there. Well, watch it. Well, wait a minute. They have a scarf that you put in that area. Can you believe that? So I'm going to go ahead and put my my snowman back into the stamp set. It's not that big, or it's not that small, but I'm going to put it back in there. So I just stamped my snowman with the Memento ink, and here is the little scarf. And actually, part of it highlights his hat. It's the band on the hat, and then the scarf at the same time. The first time I did that, I did not know that. So we're going to take the cherry cobbler again. And when I did this the first time, I thought it was a little too much. So so this time what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp off. Look at that. Look at that. What do you think? Isn't that just darling? So there again, practice makes perfect. That's why we, you know, practice this stuff before we go live on our videos or before we prepare for our classes. Now that time, I was a little bit too high up here. This one is just perfect. You can see where the red went in between there. If it bugged you, you could take the cherry cobbler marker and color it in if you'd like. But look at this little tiny stamp. Isn't it tiny? Okay, it's cleaned off. So let's go ahead and close this up. And so now we have stamped our snowman in our jar. And I saw somebody do this where they take the pool party blends. And I can't remember if this is the bad end or not. Nope, this is the good one. I use pool party a lot. And what they did was to make it look, you know, kind of glassy-like, just lightly color in the border of the glass. What do you think? This is Pool Party Light that I'm using here. And then also kind of do the snow. Because if you look at snow, it does have a blue tinge to it. It's water after all. So then we'll just go ahead and do that. Do that there. We're only going to be using one of these tonight, but I do need, I can use it on something else. So I have class coming up on Friday. This will probably be one of the cards that we do at class on Friday. so I can, you know, show it there. Okay, so we probably better color in his carrot nose. What do you think? So let's take dark pumpkin pie and just carefully color in his nose, okay? So there we go. Now, on these blender pens, another tip is there is a writing end and there's a painting end, and you can look on the front to see which end you want. The painting end is just like a painting end. You can see where that tip has gotten used a lot, and it's kind of needs to be replaced. So anyway, so that is pumpkin pie. So here is a close-up of our little snowman in the jar of joy. So I took the blending pen of the pool party light, colored in that, and then just kind of highlighted around his face and the snow and stuff, okay? So, but this is the best part. You take your punch and you put the punch like this on your little piece of cardstock. It does punch out the lid at the same time. And then, so this is where I told you when you go to stamp it, you got to kind of be cognizant of where you're stamping it on your piece of paper. So like, for example, I might have stamped them too close together after all that coloring, and I wouldn't have gotten, you know, two of them out of there. So anyway, isn't that fun? I like that punch. Sweet Jar Builder Punch. And that is number 165506, and it is still available. So, okay, let's continue on. Now, these jar lids tonight, I punched out a gold piece, and let me show you real fast how I did that. It's not hard at all. You just take a piece of gold, and I think it must have been the other envelope that I have the piece of gold in. So if you want to do the lid, you would just insert your piece of gold into that area and try to be as scotch as possible on the, you know, the piece of paper. And then while I'm here, I want to show you my new toy, this 3-banner punch. It punches 3 different sizes of banners. You can see there's a flag on the left side, or flags on both sides, or there's an arrow. So I think my little gold piece of paper here is going to be, I'm only going to be able to get 2 banners out, which is fine. So we'll go ahead and punch those out real fast while we're on here. Oh, my, I don't know if you heard my phone or not, but my bedtime reminder come up. So it must be 9 o'clock. So I like to have that because then it tells me I need to start unwinding. So, and we are really close to being done here. I know we've only made 1 card right now, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've gotten a lot out of it. So let's go ahead and I'm not real sure. Let's go ahead and I'm going to use Memento Black, I believe, for the sentiment on here, and it's going to be a long one. It's going to be sending a jar full of cheer. So I have it on the back of my. I have a table behind me and a table in front of me. It's not the best, but it works. It works fine. So let's go ahead and bring back the piercing mat. And we are going to stamp this long label onto a piece of, now this is just a scrap of white paper that I have from trimming cardstock. Like when you trim the inside, you know, the inside pieces of your cards, that would be this. This is, may your heart be filled with joy. Isn't that just beautiful? I love that font. So let's go ahead and clear this off over on my chamois. And I'm gonna, another tip, I'm gonna stamp off, and you can see there's no residue, no ink left on there. So let's go ahead and put this card together. So I got the snowman there. I've got the little lid right there. Obviously, I'm gonna want the lid to be kind of cocked, but remember I cocked this layer right here. So, and I don't know, I was hoping I could use one of these gold on here. What do you think? Thank you, Beth Ann, for the compliments again. I think I'm not going to use the gold right now. But what I'm going to do is I got to find my gold scrap. What did I do with my gold scrap? Okay, for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put the white on there because I'm keeping you guys too long. Nancy Dodd, you probably are like ready to say good night because I know you're in a different time zone than I am. But anyway, so I'm gonna leave just a little bit of room down here, and I could have maybe flagged the end of that. I could have, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and tape this on with some adhesive and put it something like this. And then I'm going to take glue dots, and how I do that is our glue dots come in a roll like this, and take your pick tool, which is over here in my adhesive kit. I do sell these adhesive kits that have all the essential tools in them, and I keep mine always, I work out of it even at home here, so it's always together. So if I quickly have to run someplace, I can just grab my adhesive kit and know that everything I need is in there. Now I'm only putting one glue dot on there for right now because I'm not really sure how I'm going to position it. So there we go. There we are, you guys. That's our first card. It took us a little while to create our first card tonight. But I hope you realize that I did a lot of talking and a lot of demonstrating, giving you tips. So these are the sequins that come in that same kit, traditional sparkling sequins. These are absolutely beautiful. 240 of these come on a sheet. So you always want to do odd numbers. So let's go ahead and put one down there. So when you look at this card, the focal point of the card obviously is the snowman, isn't it? Okay. And then your eyes kind of travel up to, to the gold lid. And then they go over to this sequence and around here. And then around here. And then you kind of go, may your heart be filled with joy. Okay. That's how I do it. When you guys were looking at it, how did your eyes go? So let's go ahead and clean off this little silicone mat. Now these are all pieces left, for my next card. Now right there, did you see how it kind of tore the card stack? That was because I was being a little aggressive because I was going to try and make up time. But you know what happens when you try to make up time. So another beautiful thing of this glass mat is there are lines on here. So you can kind of line up your card, and then it helps you to look at where you're placing this inside piece of cardstock. And if you remember right, we did stamp this inside earlier, and I think it really turned out beautiful, didn't it? You could stamp a sentiment inside if you wanted to. On the outside it says, may your heart be filled with joy. You could, maybe use the wishing you the sweet Christmas inside of here if you'd like. Okay, so what do you think? That's our first card, and then it's got the matching envelope that goes with it. So the person that receives this, they're going to think it's pretty fancy, hopefully. And I was going to make another card, and I think it was basically going to be the same style. I had the white for the inside. I had, you know, the cherry cobbler card stack. And instead of having a colored piece of DSP, I was just going to use a white piece of DSP. And I was going to go ahead and, you know, I hadn't decided yet. You know, it's kind of like when you start making it, if I would use the green or I would use this. Because you kind of do want this to be your focal point. So I'm almost leaning to the fact that I would use the green. And then I really, really like the snowman stamped in the Memento Black. I did it in cloud cover, remember? So I really like that. And I haven't colored it in with Pool Party or anything like that. And I do have this beautiful, you know, twig left that I could also put underneath of there to bring out the green. Or I could put it to the side, however you wanted to do it. So that was going to be our second card tonight. I will finish that and then put it on the Tweet Be Happy Facebook page. So here is a gold lid that we could use on that. And remember, the main differences are that I wanted to show you how different the card looks without the tone-on-tone stamping. This makes it really fancy, but sometimes it's nice just to have a simple, easy card to do too, especially if you have newbies coming to your class that haven't stamped before. It's nice to you know, keep it simple for them. And then obviously I was going to use another gold label and a white label on this card too. So I'm going to wrap up the video tonight with, I'm going to remember to tell you Happy Thanksgiving. That's next week. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. And tonight we have used combinations of the Traditions of Christmas Sweet Collection and the Jar of Joy. And we have used card sketch number Casing Tuesday 539 for the layouts for these cards tonight. So again, I ask that you like and you share this video. And I hope that if you made a list as we went along, you numbered your you know, tips and techniques that I shared with you. I hope you know, snap a picture of it and post it in the comments of this video. And the person that has the longest list, they will get 3 handmade cards. I will mail them to them. So my normal special is that if you spend $50 in my online store before next Tuesday, I will also send you 3 handmade greeting cards. And there again, you know, like and share this video. I have a class coming up Thursday night at Pushing Up Daisies in Clarion. It's going to be a kits night. And we are going to be putting together the calm and bright, beautiful Christmas kit. That starts at 5 o'clock. Then on Friday at 2 o'clock, I have a class at my house. And we'll probably be doing similar cards to what we did tonight. So, blessings. Thank you for your time that you spent with me. And hello, Renee. I see you joined us. Thank you. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving, and be ready for Black Friday to start November 25th. You know, consider purchasing that Advent calendar for yourself or for a crafter in your family. that's what we're going to be doing the month of December. I'm not sure what we're going to do next week yet, because we do have 1 week left in November, don't we? So I'm going to say goodnight with my little cows here. Jesse, who's in heaven, and then Jeff. He is doing well. He probably weighs about 700 pounds now. Can you believe that? Yeah. Those two were our little bucket calves from the fair. Our grandsons had those. So I am really going to close out now. God bless. This is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa.